Hey everybody, I'm Chris. I'm all set to count down this week's 40 most popular country songs in the USA, as they're ranked by MediaBase 24/7 for the chart week of April 13th, 2024. Before I start counting down this week's biggest hits, let's take a look back at last week's top three. Number 3 was Outskirts by Sam Hunt. Number 2 was Man Made a Bar by Morgan Wallen and Eric Church. And the number 1 song last week was 23, the first number 1 hit for Chase Beckham. Now, can Chase hang on to the number 1 spot again this week? We'll find out 39 hits from now. We'll get started with a re-entry, a tune that debuted a couple of weeks ago at number 40, fell out last week. This week it's back in at number 40, the new one by Chris Lane called Find Another Bar. And with that one re-entry, we say goodbye to one dropper. Falling out this week is Mama's House by Thomas Rhett and Morgan Wallen. On with the countdown, slipping a notch to 39, here's Dan and Shay with Bigger Houses. At number 38, up 2 spots, here's Zach Top with Sounds Like the Radio. Up 2 to 37, second week on, here's Cody Johnson with Dirt Cheap. Up 1 to 36, here's Drew Baldridge and See Somebody's Daughter. At number 35, up 1, it's Keith Urban with Messed Up As Me. Up 1 to 34, here's Brett Young with Dance With You. Up 1 to 33, here's Justin Moore with This Is My Dirt. Slipping a spot to 32, here's Beyonce with Texas Hold'em. And moving up 2 spots to 31, here's Parmalee with Gonna Love You. In their 7th week in the countdown, they move up 2 to number 30, Dustin Lynch and Jelly Roll with Chevrolet. At number 29 for a second week, here's Dylan Carmichael with Drinking Problems. Up 2 to 28, here's Tim McGraw with One Bad Habit. Holding at number 27, here's John Party and Luke Bryan with Cowboys and Plowboys. Up 2 to 26, here's Garth Brooks and Ronnie Dunn with Rodeo Man. At number 25 in this 5th week in the countdown, moving up 1, here's Nate Smith with Bulletproof. Up 1 to 24, here's Chase Matthew with Love You Again. Up 1 to 23, Chris Young with Young Love and Saturday Nights. Holding position at number 22, it's Old Dominion and Megan Moroney with Can't Break Up Now. And holding his position at number 21, Carrie Underwood with Out of That Truck. Just this 12th week in the countdown, he's up 3 spots to number 20, Brian Martin with We Ride. Inching up 1 to 19, here's Megan Moroney with I'm Not Pretty. Up 1 to number 18, Jason Aldean with Let Your Boys Be Country. Here's last week's number 1, tumbling to number 17, Chase Beckham with 23. Up 2 spots to 16, here's Carly Pearce and Chris Stapleton with We Don't Fight Anymore. Up 2 spots to 15, here's Jelly Roll with Halfway to Hell. Inching up 1 to 14, the song has been on the chart for 50 weeks, Jackson Dean with Fearless. Leaping 3 to number 13, here's Ashley Cook with Your Place. At number 12, up 2 spots, Kenny Chesney with Take Her Home. And moving up 2 spots to number 11, Bailey Zimmerman with Where It Ends. Alright, kicking off our top 10 is the former number 1 by Warren Ziders, down a spot to number 10, called Pretty Little Poison. Down 3 spots to number 9 with his former number 1, it's Nate Smith with World on Fire. And another former number 1 drops 3 spots down to number 8, Hardy with Truck Bed. Inching up 1 to number 7, it's Lainey Wilson with Wildflowers and Wild Horses. We have 2 songs tied for this week's biggest mover, and they're back-to-back this week. First, moving up 5 big spots from 11 to number 6. Here's Scotty McCreery with Cab and a Solo. Also up 5 spots this week to number 5. Here's Jordan Davis with Tucson, Too Late. And leaping 3 spots up to number 4, it's Tyler Hubbard with Back Then, Right Now. The third ranked country song this week, slipping a spot, here's Morgan Wallen and Eric Church with Man Made a Bar. The number 2 song this week, moving up 1, it's Sam Hunt with Outskirts. And the number 1 song in country music this week, taking 32 weeks to get here and leaping 3 spots from number 4 to number 1, becoming his 4th number 1 country hit. It's Parker McCollum with Burn It Down. Thank you for listening. I'm Chris. We'll see you next week.